Hello and welcome back to In Ohio Country Today. Kent Holmes, the marketing manager here at Apple Farm Service, and I'm on location here in London, Ohio at the Farm Science Review 2022 with Lou DeLessio from Gale Manitou. And we're here at the Gale Manitou booth / Apple Farm Service booth here, and thought, Lou, if it's okay, take a few minutes,
sure.
Talk a little bit about Manitou. So there's all the equipment pretty much that we have for this year for Manitou that we have available in stock here now. We were looking around and talking about some things. So I guess we should start off. What's new with Gale Manitou this year?
Good question there. This right behind us is the new MLT 961 telescopic loader. So you're looking at 13,400 pounds capacity. It can handle a 5 cubic yard bucket. It has a lot of versatility to work in fertilizer, with the lime suppliers, and then also recycling operations and other large dairy and livestock operations as well. It can also work in construction. So this is new. It just arrived here, the first example for 2022. So we're very proud to show it. And also, as you can see behind me, it's a multitasker with a variety of attachments that can be put on the front end of it.
Sure, yeah, it's one thing that I've noticed. If you aren't familiar with Manitou, with their telescopic telehandlers, with their articulated loaders and their skid steers, the idea is we can handle about anything. In fact, I think what Manitou that is handling your world is their slogan. And that's because they work with any attachment. You can get a skid attach plate, do anything you want with it. So I know here at Apple Farm Service we have plenty of Manitou customers, and they use them for anything from their dairy, from their grain farm, construction, anything in between. And so looking around at the products that we have here, we're all different sizes. So I guess, Lou, what kind of industries do you see Manitou being used in, and how big and small does this equipment get?
Well, we'll start with the unit right to our left here, which is a track loader, and it has a concrete mixer attachment. It's a quarter of a yard. We had just yesterday at the start of the show multiple townships and municipalities that came by and asking for the price and availability of that attachment. They could put on a skid steer or a track loader and possibly look at replacing their units. So that's versatile. That's the first one that's being shown here at the show, because I've toured around and we haven't seen that size of a unit. Then we go all the way up to bale handlers. We have the Kuhn multi-bale, square bale handler that's mounted on the skid steer adapter plate on the MT625, along with other round bale handlers and buckets and such. Scarifier also on the other track loader as well. So we do have, it's just showing the versatility and the multifunction of these units.
Sure. And of course, Apple Farm Service, we've been carrying Gale Manitou for years and years. In fact, we started off as a Gale dealership, one of the first Gale dealerships 60 years ago. So we've been carrying the brand. We've been able to service all the brand. We've been able to service every model and make that they've came out with. So the nice thing is, whether you're looking at a small unit or a large unit, for whatever industry, Apple Farm Service, we've had the experience of working on that piece of equipment and knowing that piece of equipment. In fact, you're mentioning some of these units, we're one of the first dealerships to actually have them in, aren't we?
Yes, you are. As a matter of fact, that's a good point you just raised, is that Apple Farm Service has been selling Manitous for the longest time. I think you're one of the original forming dealers here in Ohio. So if you look at it, the experience of your service and parts departments to maintain these units is probably the best in the state of Ohio. And that also goes back to the Gale, because Gale also did have agricultural units, what we call the red iron, before that. So you have a wealth of experience starting from then and then going to the yellow compact construction equipment as well for the farms and also for other contractors and municipalities and such. So there is a lot of experience.
Okay. And so, Lou, if you weren't able to make it to the Farm Science Review show and talk to somebody here, but you're interested in learning more about Gale or Manitou and the products and what they can do, how can they find out more?
Yes, for Manitou, they could go to manitou.com, or they can go to gale.com, so if they're interested in one or the other. Or if they want a hashtag, they could do hashtag Gale or hashtag Manitou North America, and they can also access it through social media.
Okay. And of course, if you want to learn more about what we have in stock at Apple Farm Service and information that way, you can always just go to applefarmservice.com. We are Gale Manitou at all 5 locations, so we'd be able to help you out wherever you are across the state of Ohio or on the east side of Indiana. So Lou DeLisio here with Manitou. We'll be back after this with some more in Ohio Country Today.